criminal law is concerned, Indian criminal law, body of criminal law is concerned, they are very clever people. Lord Macaulay and others, they are very clever people. They have not used the term crime and criminal anywhere. They are using other terms. And that goes to show the complexity of the phenomenon known as crime, or you call it criminal behavior. There is nothing like criminal behavior the way he has clarified, Mr. Jamdar has clarified. Crime and criminal behavior, the moment it enters into, it is crime. So you see, as far as crime is concerned, it is very old. It is taken to be shadow of human civilization. But as far as criminology is concerned, it is relatively new. Reference has already been made about Beccaria and many others. Beccaria is supposed to be the progenitor of criminology, serious criminology. We had some vague concepts about crime and criminal before Beccaria, 1776, but Beccaria is supposed to be father or grandfather of criminology. As far as criminology teaching is concerned, well, Jamdar would be giving, Professor Jamdar would be giving you more dependable and more exhaustive details about it. But it began only 50-60 years ago. Began with UNESCO conference in 1950, where it was recommended that criminology teaching globally should be started. It was followed by some London conference in 1955, and in India in 1957, some intellectuals, judicial people, police people called on the UGC that pleading that criminology teaching. That was 1957. Then in 1959, Professor Jamdar mentions in his paper, first university level department, DG University, Dr. Sarali Singh Rao University, Sagar, Madhya Pradesh, they started full-fledged department of criminology. And the department was started by two people. One was police officer, Mr. A. Rustamji, and then Justice Bhatt. And I had the honor of joining the department a couple of years later, that was 1962. So you can very well see that I have been a student of criminology for the last 52 years, and therefore I cannot afford at times I may become autobiographical. Now, here I am addressing myself only to teaching of criminology, not those controversial issues. What is crime and what is criminal? No, that's a very controversial thing, far from settled globally. I am only focusing on teaching of criminology in India. First of all, I would like to repeat what my predecessors have been saying. Multidisciplinary. I would prefer to call it hybrid discipline. I believe Mr. Jamdar also uses the term hybrid discipline. Many disciplines flow into criminology, again globally, not only in India, globally, begin with psychology, sociology, anthropology, law. This is one issue, hybrid issue. But I would pose a question, do we have any pure discipline anywhere except mathematics and philosophy? So I don't, I'm mentioning that it is a hybrid discipline, but there is no inferiority about it. Second thing is it an intellectual discipline or an applied discipline? Because you know, if it is an intellectual discipline, like say philosophy, or Asian culture, or anthropology, or sociology, then you don't have to worry whether our students become IAS officer or IPS officer or otherwise. So intellectual discipline or applied discipline or both. This is a thing on which then survey would be provided by Mr. Jamdar. He has done very competent survey. Some 12 university level independent departments in the country and another 200 departments of law, psychology, social work, sociology, which often optional courses on these UG level, PG level, PhD level, things are going on. Now, and yet another issue which would attract your attention is criminology in India generic course or a specialized course. Now, this issue needs to be examined at the level of utilization, that where the products of criminology are being utilized. If utilization is extensive, then the need for a specialization would emerge automatically, as it has done in medicine and in many other disciplines. Now, I will straight away come to 3, 4, 5, 6 issues which need to be deliberated in the context of teaching of criminology in the country. First is curriculum development. Well, I was aghast in one university where I was attending curriculum workshop. Some senior, vice seniors at the level of vice chancellor himself mentioned that curriculum should be revised every 5, 6, 7 years. I was aghast. I pointed out that UGC lays down that the courses should be revised every 2 years, and I know engineering colleges in India which revise courses every year. Now, some vice chancellor mentioning that criminology courses be revised or updated after every 5, 6 years. Well, it is totally, things are changing. People are talking about context, social context. Now, you broaden it, social conditions, social, economic, political conditions. They are undergoing such a rapid change and rate of change being very, very excessive. Cyber crimes, sexual offenses, political crimes. Our new Prime Minister saying something that all the politicians who have a dal or a spot on their career, that should be resolved within. So political crimes, ORA committee is also on record, politicians and criminal nexus. So new things are coming up, and therefore curricula should be revised after every 2 years. And you don't have to go to credit system, as in the case of his university, where a lecturer or an associate professor is expected to develop his or her own program. Then course and industry interface. To the extent criminology happens to be an applied discipline, there should be some interface between courses or programs, your term courses and other people's term programs should be aligned or should be linked with industry. And wherever it has been done, it is delivering goods. It is resulting in good things. I would like to cite the example of Madras University. They started a program on cyber crimes. They have ready support for that, and they have ready absorption of all the graduates who pass out from their courses. Similarly, security agencies, I have been pleading with at least 2 universities that they should input the component on security, industrial security, or housing security, or urban security. It is already being done. For a group of 4 and many others, they are big paymasters. But have our criminology teachers been able to respond to this issue, namely course and industry interface? Then the third point, teaching methods. Much would be said about it. Well, in many universities, I'm not saying all, but in many universities we continue to adopt Victorian methods of teaching, lecture methods of teaching. Many other methods have come up, including the one which you have heard just now, case study method, many discussion methods, many other methods. Now, we have not worried about updating our teaching methods. Then, well, I would like to hear more from Mr. Jamdar about the practicals, or I would prefer to call it practicum rather than practical, in order to differentiate it from natural sciences. Practicum which are being allowed in 1 or 2 universities. To my knowledge, I would like to be updated. In 1 or 2 universities, some practicums have been introduced at the PG level, postgraduate level, but they are largely unsupervised. It serves absolutely no purpose to my mind unless field work, whether at police station or with probation officer or in a juvenile institution or in jail, are supervised and closely monitored. If students, maybe undergraduate students or postgraduate students, visit a police station or visit a jail, and after 2 hours they get back, well, it hardly adds to their understanding level or skill level. Well, in one case, I wanted to know the difference on the epaulette between a sub-inspector and a ACP. Students were not able to explain. Now, what is the fun that they have MA in criminology and they are not able to recount the hierarchy in police or identify police ranks or identify prison ranks? Whether a deputy superintendent and chief jailer, who is higher in rank, if they cannot, students cannot differentiate between the two, what is the big idea of having a postgraduate degree in criminology? So my plea would be that to the extent of criminology is an applied discipline, we need to have a strong practicum program, a strong practicum component, duly monitored and supervised as is being done elsewhere, maybe in social work, maybe in other. Then the next point is research and publication. Well, I have been by the Indian Society of Criminology in the last session or maybe before that, I have been pushed into the editorship of Indian Journal of Criminology. Now those who are handling it in Chennai, well, I am supposed to be the editor, but the burden is shouldered by Chennai people. Now they have an uphill task for having good articles. Now I bemoan, I regret and bemoan that good articles or well-written articles, there is a dearth of good articles as far as Indian Journal of Criminology is concerned. And I have been associated with the Indian Society of Criminology beginning in 1970 for the last 40 years or more. But nowadays there is sort of drought of good articles. My dear, for any discipline, for it being vibrant and vital, it is very, very important that we conduct study, we conduct research, we go for publication. Take the example of medicine. Their journals are published every fortnight. And here we have quarterly journal and we do not have sufficient articles. And my contention as a teacher of criminology is that it is the research and publication which should be emphasized at the PG level, at the M-15 level, at the PhD level, and we should go meticulously, deliberately for research and publication to keep criminology as vibrant and active. Now, last point, teaching should be done only by criminology students, criminology teachers. Teaching in criminology should be done. This is the slogan which was raised about 8, 9, 10 months ago by some colleagues in respect of some university. Now, I pondered and pondered and pondered. Then you will say that in IIT or in engineering colleges, there should be only people with engineering background. Is it happening? Or you will say that in pharmacy, B.Pharma level or in pharma level, only pharmacy teacher should be there, no physics teacher should be there, no chemistry teacher should be there. No. So this is one problem with this slogan. Teaching should be done only by, this is one slogan. Second, the term is university. The term is not primary school. So every university has its own characteristics, which is defined by the faculty. So some faculty, some department will have more emphasis on sociology, some on psychology, students of Ising and others. So there should be, university department should be free to formulate their own courses or programs. And therefore, it is not contemporaneously or historically justified to raise such a slogan that criminology teaching should be done only by criminology students. The slogan which was raised about a year back So these are some of the issues which confront and stare straight into the eyes of criminology teaching in the country. Now, I would like to add what Professor Pandey was saying, that importance or significance of criminology should be read with larger issues of criminal justice. I would go a step beyond. Nowadays, people are talking of governance and development. Governance, new political regime is laying the emphasis on governance and development. My contention would be, as far as crime prevention, crime reduction and the like things are concerned, they are a very, very important part of